Hey you guys! I feel like we need to catch up a little bit, but also like we don't need to. I just felt like doing a Q&A because I haven't come out with a YouTube video in a while. Obviously I'm back in my studio, which is so nice. Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lauryn Squyres on Instagram, on every platform, Lauryn Squyres. Here's how to spell it. A little summary of me is I am a former Disney cast member. I did the Disney College program. I create content. I'm a painter, up and coming professional artist who doesn't want to end up starving. I currently work part-time for a Disney fine artist and it's really cool. I posted a little Q&A on my Instagram and you guys gave me a lot to look through and a lot to try to answer. So that's what we're gonna do today. No, the question is going to come up because I've seen it in here a few times already. Are you still in Disney World? Yes, but just not at the moment. I am a bit bi-coastal, so I'll be in Florida for a while and then I'm across the country on the West Coast for a while, hopping around a lot between Florida, Oregon, California, and Arizona. And I'm not mad about it. I just love living that way, honestly. And I have little bits of my heart and my home in all those places, so I'm just hopping around everywhere. I'm currently on the West Coast, which is where my art studio is based. So that's where I'm at right now. Still working for Rob Kaz now that Festival of the Arts is over. If some of you didn't know, I got a job in the end of October with Disney fine artist Rob Kaz, which was an absolute dream come true. Part of the job was mainly Festival of the Arts, which is at Epcot, Disney World. Big, like 2 month, not even 2 months. It's such a short festival. Celebrating art, fine art, music, Broadway, like all of it. All mashed into one festival, and it's absolutely incredible. And now that it's over until next year, I am still working for the Rob Kaz team. Rob still has shows throughout the year at different galleries, at Disney Springs, Art of Disney galleries. Animal Kingdom is their next one coming up in April, around Earth Day, so that's gonna be a super fun one. There's been a lot of those questions. Like, what are you doing? Did you move away? Are you gone? No, I'm not gone. I'm just gone right now. But I'm gonna be back so soon because that's the next show. So it's like I'll be back before you know it. Okay, let's get into some of these. There's so many. I think it's so cool that like so many of you are talking to me about art and my art and like questions about art and I'm being recognized for my art. I think that's like the biggest accomplishment for me as an artist. I actually got recognized for my artwork for the first time in my hometown, which is like the smallest, most random hometown like in Oregon. And that was the coolest thing ever. It was like, I love your artwork. I'm a big fan of your art. And I was like, that's so cool. I just think that's so cool. I'm so thankful because that's something I never thought would be possible. That's why I wasn't going to go into art in the first place, especially in college, because it was like, you can't make a living off that. And here we are. So I'm super, super grateful for that. And that you guys are like encouraging that and excited about it. Because that's just like, plans for any new Disney-inspired paintings. Always. You guys, the list. So I have a list, a big list. The one I'm planning to post today, Friday, actually isn't a Disney movie, which is a first for me. So I'm hoping you guys like it. But I just finished the painting for it, and I'm really excited about it. Have I ever done digital art, or have you always been traditional? I got an iPad when I graduated high school, and I think that's the only time I really dabbled in digital art. I tried it. I really wanted to go into animation near the end of high school. I was like, I thought that was such a cool thing. But in my mind, I was also like thinking of the old-fashioned like 2D hand-drawn animation, not so much behind a computer or digital. It just didn't stick with me. There's something about traditional that just like I feel like connects you to the work so much more, and that's just my opinion. I know some artists absolutely love it and they kill it, like they do amazing at it, but to me it's just not quite the same and not something I really enjoy or take as much pride in when I finished it, because I feel like, just my opinion, there are so many digital artists I know and love. This is just my opinion. But it almost feels like I'm cheating the system if I'm like just picking a color out and like picking out a brush that's not real and to do those techniques versus actually having to learn them and physically mix and experiment to get these colors. And that's just, how I feel it connects me deeper to the actual piece and to the artwork, and I feel more accomplished by the end of it than if I were to just do it digitally. So I'm not a huge supporter of digital art, very much more traditional, always have. It never quite impresses me the way traditional does. So yeah, nothing against it, just not my thing. You sell any of your paintings? Oh my goodness. I need to advertise more. Yes, I do sell my paintings. My business, Lauryn Squyres Fine Art, link in my bio on Instagram to my website. It's literally just laurensquyres.com. I launched that in this past December and it took off and it did so well, which was like the biggest blessing because it was something I was so passionate about and so excited for and also so nervous for. And to be able to go professionally as an artist, like not even a year out of college, and to have it have such a positive outcome and have so many people love it was the coolest thing ever. Kind of had a pause right after launch in December and went to Florida and I moved over there and I started a new job and I really wanted to be fully present for that. And I'm so glad I was. But now I'm getting back into it, getting ready for my next drop on April 7th, which I'm so excited for because I have some pieces that I absolutely love. I do sell originals, but I also sell much more affordable versions of my work. I gallery wraps, wrapped canvases, I have framed canvases, framed prints. I'm not selling prints anymore, like just paper prints. But yeah, I'm also launching something new, a new product. I'm going with my first set of limited editions for one of my paintings, and I'm super excited for it, so stay tuned for that. What does a typical work week look like for you? When I'm in Florida, a typical work week for me looks like, well, it was during Festival of the Arts. I haven't had it like outside of festival yet, but I always had morning shifts, so I would go, usually stop at Speedway, the little like gas station at Disney World. I love that place, and I would get like an energy drink and then go to work until like 6 and then go home, make dinner, or go to the parks with friends or roommates, hang out with roommates. And then on my days off, usually spent in the parks or catching up with people I haven't seen in a long time since I used to live in Florida. So it was a lot of go. So I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like this next round that I'm over there, because it's just a lot different than it was, and I have some really exciting things coming up as well. I'm back home in Oregon at my studio is a little more chaotic, work the best, like paint the best, super late at night, which completely messes up my sleep schedule because I like my 8 hours. So my work weeks when I'm here are very sporadic because I'm painting when I'm here or I'm doing website stuff, business stuff, and it's just like whatever I need to do, I just kind of have to pick a time to do it. And if I'm feeling inspirational or creative, I have to sacrifice my sleep schedule because I don't know when I'll get another wind of that. Do I still do photography? What has that looked like this season, if so? So I haven't done photography since college last year. I did a photo book for my final project because I double majored in painting and photography. And so my final was this book of a project I'd been working on like 4 years before that. And honestly, I was looking at that book the other day and I miss it so much. Like I haven't shot for fun in so long. And honestly, those days, I need to go into that sometime and just show you guys this book I made and explain this project because it was so cool. And I got so much joy out of it. And I'm calling it content, the only time I really shoot anymore is for Instagram content, which is like really sad, honestly, or like scanning paintings or something like that. Because I love photography, but I haven't made the time for it recently, and I think I need to again. What was your first memory of Disney as a kid? My first like memory of Disney as a kid was Disneyland because that's where I grew up. Like it's in Minnie Mouse's house, like feeling really small and looking at all her furniture and stuff and being like, this is where I want to live when I grow up. Like I was so determined. Or I just always remember going through the rides like, how do I live here? How can I live here one day? Or how can I take one of the Small World Doll's Home, anything like that. I just wanted to live at Disneyland so bad and believed that I could live at Disneyland. Always watching fireworks, like no matter what, we watched the fireworks, and I think that irritated me a little bit as a kid, but now it's like I appreciate that so much and I want to go back to it so bad. And I always watch fireworks now because of that. So, oh, and somewhere there's a restaurant and we had Mickey Mouse pancakes, and I remember that so well, like vividly. And those were good pancakes. I feel like it was the restaurant right across from Indiana Jones, because that one seems pink, and I feel like it was very pink in there. But it also could have been at Ariel's Grotto in DCA. So I really don't know. I love your content so much and want to start something similar. Thank you so much. How I got started was when I got accepted to my college program. I saw a lot of people that I was meeting in the group chats, like starting a Disney account, like a Dinsta. And I was like, I want one of those. So I started it like 2 or 3 months before I even moved to my program. I have like the memories and the documentation of all of it, and it just kind of took off from there. I would say just like start posting whatever you're loving or passionate about. Just post it like you're going about your life. Take pictures of it and share it. I do photography, so it was like I'm always taking pictures of things. And so that made it a lot easier for me too, because I just wanted to capture everything and I had all the photos. So it was just like dumping them out for the world to see too. How old are you? I'm 24. I'm 24. Why was that so hard? I still think I'm 22. What's your favorite Disney movie? My favorite Disney movie? Shoot, I don't even know. It's Peter Pan, but it's also Aladdin. I love Aladdin. There's so many. Pixar is Cars, obviously. And live action is Saving Mr. Banks, which is just like the most beautiful movie. If you haven't seen it, you should see that because it's just really good. What's your favorite park snack? My favorite park snack, between the Enchanted Tiki Room and Jungle Cruise, and there's a little like tropical hideaway place that has like all these different flavors of Dole Whip, but it also has bao buns, and I get the pork bao bun, and it is like my favorite thing, so I get it every time without fail. And Disney World does nothing like that, and it breaks my heart every time. The cheeseburger ones in Pandora are like okay, but they're not that. It's just not the same. Is moving to Orlando hard? It was for like kind of. Mainly the only hard part about it, honestly, is because I'm from the West Coast and I love the West Coast, and my family and my friends are on the West Coast, and I have friends on the East Coast, but it was just like, it's very different, like more of a mentally hard thing. Also, the nature over in Florida is just not it for me, so it's kind of like depressing to look at. Number 1 walking shoes for Disney that are still cute. Okay. The best walking shoes that I always wear if I'm like in the parks for long periods of time, the high top platform Converse. Save me. Like, they're the comfiest park shoe. I wore them all through my DCP. I still wear them if I'm there for long periods of time because they don't hurt my feet, and I'm just thriving. So I don't know what it is, if it's just my foot type with these shoes, but the high is the best one for me, and they're cute in pictures. One thing you have to do when you're in DCP. Some of the backstage stuff that I really never did, I would say you have to do that. And that's my biggest regret of the college program, is not doing those. So I would say try to do the backstage stuff the most you can, as many as you can. When are you going to get an opportunity like that again? How is ASU? I'm going there for college, and I'm also interested in the DCP. ASU, I love that school. Go Devils. Fun fact, I've never lived on campus at ASU. I always lived with my sister. I only went to ASU for 3 years, and I went to a community college in Scottsdale for my first 2 years until I figured out what I wanted to do. Only time I've ever lived on a campus was actually for my Disney college program, and that was like luxury living on my college program. And I got super spoiled with wonderful roommates and never really had any drama. So ASU as a whole, the parts I experienced, I loved. The football games, so much fun. so much fun. The nachos were top tier with those football games. Unfortunately, the years I was there, I swear my sister and I are bad luck because I think when she was there, the team did really well. And then when I was there, just horrible. I don't think we won like maybe one game when I was there. I love ASU and I love the desert and I love the heat. I love Tempe and everything to do around there. And it was just a good time. So have so much fun at ASU, Arizona State University. Go off campus too. I know Arizona State has a rap for being a big party school, like one of the top party schools. But fun fact, it is possible to go there and not go to parties. I have never been to a college party in my life, and it probably shows. But I did just fine and had a wonderful, wonderful college time without being involved in that stuff. I would say go out and explore Arizona itself. Sedona's only like a 2.5-hour drive away. The Grand Canyon's like a 5-hour drive. Jerome, Ghost Town, so cool. It's like 2 hours away. And then Superstition Mountains, absolutely gorgeous. It's a 45-minute drive. So there's so much to do around there. Disneyland, 6-hour drive. How long have you been a cast member? I was a cast member from May 2022 until August 2024. So yeah, I was a part of the Disney College program, and then after my program in 2023, I transitioned to seasonal as a PhotoPass photographer, and it was a great time. To one day go full-time as an artist, is it financially sustainable? Yes. You really have to know how to market yourself now. I think without this platform, I would have had a much harder time getting my work out there and finding the right audience for my work. And luckily, the work I like to do has a much more like magical, dreamlike feel to it. And the audience I have, being a strong Disney-based audience, has enjoyed my work because it kind of goes with that. I know you can do it without social media, but it does help, and it's helped me a lot. So that's going to be my advice on it, is to build a platform, which is like, I think easier said than done, but it is hard. It is definitely hard and a lot of work, and you're having to create constantly to make a living, which is a little bit scary, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I love this, and I love the challenge, but it does freak me out from time to time. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like still scared to be a starving artist. Someone asked when my faith started getting serious. I am a Christian, and I talk about my faith very openly. That's just how it is and how it's going to be. My faith started to get serious probably in 2021, 2022. Grew especially this last year. I feel like I had the most honest relationship with God starting the past year. And I talk about that on my podcast, actually, in my last episode. It Takes Closed Doors. And I think I talk about that a lot more. If you want to go hear about it, podcast is The People It Takes. And speaking of that, my podcast is on a hold right now because I see some questions about that I've been avoiding. I'm on hold with the podcast because the thing is, the podcast for me, I started it as more like a side hobby than anything. It's not like what I'm so passionate about. I'm really passionate about my artwork, so that kind of took over full focus for me. I love my podcast, and it's obviously my signs right behind me. The People It Takes podcast is my podcast interviewing like cast members or people who have worked or work for Disney to hear their stories, because everyone like always asks like, what's it like being a cast member? What's your favorite memory? Stuff like that. And I had met so many amazing people on my college program and my time with Disney that I wanted to be able to share these people and their stories. And I've met so many people, like amazing lifelong friendships from the podcast. It's not my top priority right now. It's supposed to come back in February. I had a sit down with my friend Kenzie, cast on film, and we filmed the cutest, sweetest interview, and I just absolutely loved it. And that was like supposed to be season 3 relaunch, and it was going to be like episodes every week, and I was so excited. I shot the cover art. It was great. And then I had a technical difficulty and the audio was just destroyed on that video, and I just like had a meltdown and couldn't find time to do it or figure it out. Hopefully it comes back soon, if at all. I love my podcast. I'm really hoping it does. It's just like time-wise, I have higher things on my priority list right now. Do you enjoy Universal Studios too, or are you strictly a Disney girl? I was thinking about this the other day, and I've been to Universal Studios, Hollywood and Orlando. And really, I think, like, while it's really cool and it has a lot to offer, and I've also been to, like, Knott's Berry Farm, Six Flags, I've been to some of these other theme parks, and I just don't care to go back. Like, I have nothing against them, and it was a fun time when I was there, but I think what I love about Disney so much is the story behind it and the man behind it and the history behind it. Whereas like Universal and all these other places, they're strictly like amusement parks. And I guess I'm just not like that crazy about theme parks in general. I'm just more like Disney only. And I could care less about the new stuff. Like, I'll go and I'll enjoy them, but I'm really not, even with Universal and Epic Universe, I think it looks so cool and, like, props to them and everything's gonna be great. But I'm not that, like, diehard interested in going and being a part of it. Like, I'm sure I'll go in a year or two. The most exciting thing about Epic Universe to me is the fact that Disney parks will probably be a bit emptier when they open. So I'll have the parks to myself more. Like, and that's no diss to Universal. It's just not a park I'm like dying to go to. And I loved Hogwarts when I went. Like, that was probably my favorite part. Don't think I care that much about other parks. So I think I'm strictly a Disney girl, and that's just like for the like nostalgia and the history behind it, more so than like what they offer or the rides that are more thrilling than Disney's or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm happy with my Disney bubble. I really am. So, do you have any advice for me if I feel like I'm not going to achieve my dreams? Why would you feel that way? First of all, stop feeling that way, because like, why on earth would you feel that way? I feel like the only thing standing in your way is going to be you at that point if you've like got this doubt in your head. So stop doubting yourself, first of all, because that's a big thing, is like self-doubt. I feel like just ruins all of it. Like, have patience. Dreams take time. Like, this all hasn't happened overnight, and I'm so thankful for all of it, but it's taken time and patience and a lot of prayer. So to start, stop thinking that you're not going to achieve your dreams and have an open mind on what your dreams could be, because it could be that dream in a different light. Like, it could just happen in a very different way. So don't doubt them. Don't doubt yourself. What's your favorite 2D Disney character? I love Iago, the parrot from Aladdin. I think he's hilarious, like absolutely hilarious. He is me as a villain. Is there any international Disney park you would want to visit that you haven't yet? Yes, I am dying to go to Tokyo Disney. I am just so excited for it. I'm hoping to make it happen soon and making sure I go with the right people. Whether that's family or close friends, I'm just like, I'm waiting for the right time, and I don't think it's quite my time yet. So, but that's the next one on the list for sure. Also, thank you to all you guys who are just like saying nice messages, like no questions, but love your content, anything like that. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're so sweet. How do you balance such a busy lifestyle without burning out? Oh my goodness. I am learning this all over again the hard way. I still burn out way too often, way more than I should, because every time I burn out, I'm like, okay, here's what I need to fix. I'm making sure to rest myself and trying to say no to people and things more. When I went back to Florida, I hit a huge burnout by the end of it, and my body got super sick by the end of it because I was trying to do so much, because in my mind, the past few times I've been to Florida have only been for a short period of time. So when I was there, I was like, okay, I have to do all of this stuff because I'm not here permanently, even though I literally just moved there. So like, I kind of am there permanently. which is a big reason I'm in Oregon for a bit, because I just needed to breathe for a while, and paint. I really wanted to paint. So it's like definitely prioritizing certain things, how to balance Christian friendships and non-believing friends. Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I think the key word is balance. And I think balance in this case needs to be like 60-40. 60% of time with believing, like believers, and 40% with non-believers. Because I think as Christians, it's super important that we surround ourselves with people with the same values. The people you're around are going to influence how you act, whether you like it or not. So the more you spend with people who have different values or different beliefs, the more you're going to be influenced by them. Let me tell you something. My best friend is not a believer, and she love her to death. Love her. And unfortunately, we don't live in the same area anymore. She knows, this girl knows I want her to be saved so bad. But we love and respect each other and respect each other's beliefs and values. And we talk about it all the time, but this girl knows I want her to be saved because I do not want to go to heaven without her. I think it's definitely important to continue to love and spend time with those people in these friendships and relationships with non-believers, but also to make sure your cup is already full from Jesus and your Christian community, and that community should be your strongest foundation for community, is a like-minded believing community. Obviously, you know yourself and you know what you will and will not be influenced by. I also think it's super, super important that you're like so firm in your own beliefs before you go and hang out with people who have different beliefs. Personally, for me, that's one thing I've always been super, super secure in, like straight out of high school, was my faith is not shaken by anything. No matter who I was hanging out with. And a lot of times, a lot of my college was spent with people who did not believe, including like relationships that had completely different values from me. And no matter what they believed or no matter what I was influenced by, my faith and my beliefs did not move. And I'm super thankful for that, because I know that's not the same for everyone or as easy for everyone. There's that like real trend going around that was like which way does a tree fall? And it's like, a tree falls the way it leans. So be sure you're leaning more into church and into your community and into your relationship with God than your relationship with non-believers and ways of the world and stuff like that, because you will fall into what you lean more into. But like I said, my best friend is a non-believer, and I still love her and love my time with her and adore her and pray for her, and she knows I want her saved. Like, I'm not gonna harass this girl constantly, and I have done that in the past and it just doesn't work. And I think a lot of times we do that because like we have so much love for someone and we know the truth and we just want them to be safe and know the truth and feel this joy with us, that we don't do it in a nice way, and we end up doing exactly that. We shove it down people's throats. And it's like, you need to know your audience and know who you're talking to and treat them how you want to be treated, and treat them in the best way how Jesus would treat them. Honestly, like think about how Jesus would treat them. Kind of a deep, really deep topic, but it is important. It's important. It's a good question, because I think there is a balance, and I think you just need to be aware of where you can stand in that without falling one way or another. And if you do fall into your Christian community and your relationship with God. Favorite Bible verses? My favorite Bible verses, I have a lot. They switch all the time. My favorite one that I always go back to there's two of them. Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the confidence in what we hope for, the assurance of things not seen. So it's basically like telling you what faith is, because I'm a big faith person. I used to have a mustard seed on my necklace that I got when I was baptized, and that was like my favorite necklace of all time, and I lost it in Yosemite. Still pains me. But it's having like faith the size of a mustard seed that like God can do anything, because it's God So even if we don't see it, we can have faith in it. And just like my relationship with God, I can't see him, I have faith in him. Just like I can't see the wind, I feel the wind, and I have felt God move in my life, so I have this faith that he is there and he is protecting me and he loves me and I love him, and it's just great, and he's always going to come through no matter what. And I think that's a super cool reminder. Even though you can't see it, you have confidence in it and faith in it and hope in it, and that hope is what makes life worth living for me and what gives me joy in my life, and why I'm such a happy, uplifting person, because I have this joy and this hope and this faith in tomorrow and in my God. The other one is Romans 8:31, and basically says, if God is for us, who can be against us? And I think that's super important to remind myself, and I reminded myself that at Disney quite a bit, like, because not everyone has the same beliefs, and if someone's, like, it doesn't matter, the world is always going to be against you, especially as a Christian or a believer, and it doesn't matter. And I think it's super good to remember that. It literally doesn't matter who can come against you, or who will try to hurt you or talk you down or hate you or kill you, because Jesus has got you. God's got me, and he loves me, and he's for me, and he's rooting for me. So it's like none of it matters besides that. Also, has become one of my favorite verses. It's on my graduation cap from Arizona State, and it's also got Lightning McQueen on it, and it says, like, I eat losers for breakfast. It's got that quote on it, and lightning doing like a drift on it, a donut. But then it has a verse on it. I keep this verse on my phone just to remind me every day. It's kind of my motivational verse. I also have Romans 8:31. I love that. But it's 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. So it's basically saying, like, everyone's running, only one person gets the prize. Work hard so that you get the prize. So it's like my motivation to, like, if I'm not going, someone else is going and running this race of life, and the prize is Jesus. And I'm going to focus on my run in my race and going as fast as I can and doing it all for God's glory in the end. And to work hard, because if I'm not, everyone else is running too, but only one person gets that prize. It's just like motivation for me, like, oh my gosh. So then on my grad cap, it said, like, race to win. Don't just race, like, at a leisurely stroll. Like, no, you're in this to go, to win, for God's glory. That's what you're doing life for. So, like, get to it. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, that's a super uplifting way to end the vlog. Sorry if it got a little too faith-based for you, but also not sorry, because that's me, and that's why you're here. But I'm so happy you're here. And my art drop is April 7th, LaurynSquyres.com. Check it out. Links in bio. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.